happy to have counsel put your appearances on, please.
Ryan is on behalf of people.
Jesse Williams representing the screen.
Mr. Williams, can you tell me what the status of this is from the defense side today?
Yes, we would intend to place a plea on the record today. We do have an agreed amount of restitution that is part of that plea. We anticipate the restitution being paid before sentencing. We're simply waiting for a piece of property to close. I would ask the court to consider allowing 6 weeks before scheduled sentencing just to make sure the restitution is paid as a result of all of that, because of the lack of Ms. Green's criminal history. The people have offered a misdemeanor to resolve the case.
Mr. Ziegler?
Your Honor, the offer would be that so long as restitution is paid in advance of sentencing, the plea agreement would be to false pretenses $200 to $1,000, which is a 1-year misdemeanor.
But we would stipulate to the 20.
It's just over $20,000 restitution.
Okay. All right. Ms. Green, have you had an adequate opportunity to speak with your attorney about this plea agreement?
Yes.
Is that how you wanted to proceed today?
Sure.
Can you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. You can lower your hand. Ms. Green, are you currently on any kind of probation or parole?
Just to come in.
Bond. She's
Yeah.
on.
Okay. You understand that the maximum possible penalty that you could face for this charge would be up to 1 year in jail? All right. With that penalty in mind, what is your plea to that charge today?
Okay.
Right now, you have certain rights. I'm going to go through those with you. You have the right to have a trial. You have the right to be tried by a jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to have any witnesses against you appear at trial and to question those witnesses. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses on your behalf appear at trial. You have the right to remain silent during a trial and to not have that silence used against you, and the right to testify yourself at a trial if you want it. You understand all those rights. And you understand that you're giving up and waiving all of those rights by pleading guilty.
Yes, sure.
Also, you don't have an automatic right to appeal your plea today. If you wanted to try to appeal it or get it reversed, you would have to ask for the Court of Appeals to hear your case. They could say no, and then that would be the end of any appeal. Do you understand that? And then I'm assuming, Mr. Ziegler, if the restitution was not paid by sentencing, that you would withdraw the offer. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Green, I'm sure Mr. Williams has explained this to you, but if for some reason you don't pay that restitution, that means that this plea agreement would be off the table. You would get all of those rights back that I discussed with you, and you could either decide to go to trial or try to come up with some other type of arrangement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Has anybody threatened you with anything to get you to plead guilty? Has anybody promised you anything other than what we said here in court today? Is it your own free choice to enter this plea?
Yes, sure.
Are you pleading guilty because you are actually guilty of this charge?
Yes, sure.
Mr. Williams, would you be able to establish a factual basis with your
I would, Your Honor. Mrs. Green, you in Kalkaska County, you received funds that were for your daughter from the state of Michigan, correct?
Yes.
And in the county and town Kalkaska, you converted those funds for your own personal use, correct?
Yes, sure.
No.
Sorry.
Yes. Is that, yes, sorry, just
Yes.
so the record's clear. So you took the funds that were your daughter's funds, converted them for your own personal use for yourself, correct?
Yes.
And you had no intent on. You did not have permission to do that, did you? From your doctor. We're not getting into.
Yes.
Correct. You didn't have permission for
I
the
did.
funds we are talking about,
Yes.
correct? And that all happened here in Kalkaska, correct?
Yes.
And those funds were in excess of $1,000, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Ziegler, are you satisfied?
Your Honor, I think there needs to be some testimony about a false pretense. I think that's probably a factual basis for larceny by conversion if the court wants to take the plea as the larceny by conversion and apply it to the false pretenses. But there was no testimony that there was some falsehood used to obtain or to divert the funds.
All right, Mr. Williams.
Did she obtain the funds by means of making representation to the department that certain things were true and not true?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You made representation to the department, when I say department, the state agency, of certain facts that were true that were not actually true regarding those funds, some of those funds, correct? That's part of we're not discussing some of the case, just talking about how well, correct, just you represented certain facts to the state agency that were incorrect, not factually false, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, with that, Mr. Ziegler.
I'm satisfied.
All right. Counsel, are either of you aware of any threats, promises, or inducements other than what's been placed on the record?
No, Your Honor.
Are you both satisfied that the court has complied with statute and court rule in the taking of this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Green, the court finds that your plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. The court is satisfied that there is a factual basis to support a finding that you are guilty of this charge. The court will accept your guilty plea. We'll set this matter for sentencing in February, so that's about 60 days. It'll be early February. I don't have the date, but you'll be provided with the notice of the date and time of that hearing, just like you were for today's hearing. It's important between now and then, especially in your case, that you stay in touch with Mr. Williams so that you can make sure that those funds are paid back as part of the restitution, because as we've said, this whole thing hinges on that. So it's very important that you stay in touch with your attorney so that he can make sure that we get what needs to be done. Okay. Before you leave today, I'm going to have you go across the way here to the probation office and touch base with them. They're going to give you a packet for a pre-sentence report. Okay. Mr. Williams, anything further today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Ziegler?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Your Honor, I do have a question.
Yeah. Hold on. Mr. Go ahead.
I just want to clarify to make this sense. So she is entering a plea to a felony, but if she pays restitution, okay, what count did she plead to then?
It'd be an added count, I want to say 6, of our false pretenses, 200 to 1,000. And it's contingent upon the restitution being paid before the time of sentencing. If not, then we withdraw the plea.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. So we'll be doing a misdemeanor PSI.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Can I get that, Pat?
Yes.
You're all set, Mr. Williams. Thank you. Executive counsel for your appearances on that.
Ryan Ziegler, on behalf of people.
Kyle Travis on behalf of Mr. Galbanic.
So Mr. Galbanic is not present here in the courtroom today. I believe the information I have is he's lodged somewhere, but we don't know where. Is that your information as well?
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, let's start with this. Do you know where he is?
I don't.
Okay.
So I've gotten, he was extradited from Calcasket. I believe he was extradited to Jefferson County, Colorado. I made a number of inquiries to try and figure out what's going on in Jefferson County. And I can't find any record of him there. And they've got a thing to look and see who's in the jail there. He's not listed there. I've tried to go through public court records and see what the status of his case is. I can't even find a case. I've tried to call on the phone, tried to send emails to a records department. And everything I'm getting is nothing from Jefferson County, but I do believe he was there at one point and had a felony that he got extradited to. I just can't find anything about that. And it's difficult to actually talk to a person the way their system is set up. Everything's seemingly online, but I'm not getting anything there, which is a bit of a head scratcher because I think either which way he had a case there at one point, even if he's not there. But that's the head scratcher to me, is I'm not even able to find a piece of that. But that's where it stands.
All right, Mr. Ziegler.
Your Honor, I know he was extradited to Jefferson County, Colorado. This was back around August, maybe July or August of this year. It was, if I recall correctly, for a felony assault there. Our thinking at the time was that he would probably be facing prison there, and this would kind of, once that happened in Colorado, this would kind of go by the wayside. But I don't have any further update as to where he's at. My best information is that he bonded out at some point in Colorado, and I don't know what the status of his case is there. I would just ask the court to issue a warrant for his arrest, and if he turns up in Colorado, we would have a hold on him until such time as he resolves his Colorado case.
Okay. Given the circumstances, I think it would be reasonable to issue a bench warrant for his arrest. That way, if he's found in Colorado, there would be that hold. If for some reason he returns to Michigan, then we have a way to bring him into custody and get him before the court. So the court will request the prosecutor to issue a bench warrant. I'll sign that warrant, and then we'll proceed further when Mr. Galbanic's whereabouts are located or he's arrested.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is Mr. Barnes in Wexford?
He would be in Charlotte.
Charlotte. All right. We do have a writ. It's not present. So get a hold of Charlotte County.
Oh, yep.
See if they're going to have Mr. Barnes available. We'll see about Mr. Barnes' whereabouts.
Your Honor, he was, we did a writ for in person for Mr. Barnes because apparently this is Charlevoix's circuit court date as well, and they weren't sure they were able to produce him via Zoom. So we did an in-person writ. I don't know if he was brought or not.
Jerry, can you check and see if we have Mr. Barnes here? Joshua
This was
Barnes.
dissolving. They called us. They weren't sure they would be able to produce until the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I was assuming that it was just by Zoom, but yeah, it obviously says in person. So
We did a Zoom one first, Your Honor. That would probably be.
oh, that's where I'm confused. My docket says by Zoom. So that's
Yeah.
okay.
Correct. We had to rush in person right at the last minute to make sure it would be available. Right. Just figured we'd do it in person, that way. We get this done. I'm just.
Down, they said they're assuming he is appearing from Charlevoix by Zoom.
Okay, so we don't have him in our jail.
That is correct.
All right, gentlemen, how do you want to proceed?
I don't know that we have much option other than to reschedule. Mr. Barnes is under sentence in Charlevoix for approximately a year.
Okay.
So he'll be there at the next date.
Okay.
We were intending, I think, on entering the plea and asking for consent.
Mr. Travis, do you have an objection to resetting this?
Well, not really, but he's no longer technically getting credit. It was going to be my request to ask Your Honor to give him time served on this. The plea is to a misdemeanor use. He's got 3+ months of credit in Kalkaska, and now we're probably going to go on 2 months of time in Charlevoix. But absent that, no, obviously we've got to do what we've got to do.
Yeah, so typically in those kind of situations where it's no fault of the defendant, if it's a delay outside of the defendant's control, I would allow for jail credit based on that delay if they're incarcerated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I guess, Mr. Ziegler, if you can just communicate with the sheriff's department, they may have not realized it was in person. Obviously, they didn't go get them. So you can just do that extra communication so that they're aware.
We'll make sure it happens next time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Last case of the morning is Mr. Taylor. Is he?
Don't, no, I'm gonna go check and see if he's out.